Hello, and welcome to ActiveMQ Classic Essentials. Today we're going to take a look at a lab that demonstrates how we're going to set up a network of brokers and kind of what it takes to get that functioning. I'm your host, Heath Kesler, and let's get after it. Okay, so full disclosure, I tried this already once using Claude, and Claude did not generate a usable Docker Compose. So I'm going to switch over to ChatGPT and let's see if it can do any better. Okay, so let's take a look at what it's generated. Here we can see that the broker image has the correct images. That was something that Claude failed at. It seemed to hallucinate on what a correct image might look like. Here we have volume, so ActiveMQ.xml broker. All right, it's a good place to start. I think we can make this work. So let's go ahead and let's copy that, and let's start with, and here's what Claude did. Let me just go ahead and get rid of that, and let's go ahead and do this. This is much easier, much cleaner. So what we're going to do is we're going to have two different brokers. We have broker 1, broker 2. One is going to be exposed on 61616, the other one on 61617. They're going to take the ActiveMQ files from, in this case, let's change this to Q1, and this will be ActiveMQ2. Q2, all right, so those are now pointed to the right place. Let me go ahead and get ActiveMQ1. Let's start that from here. ActiveMQ1, let's copy that guy. Got that. ActiveMQ2, it's going to be this one. Let's copy him. All right, let's take a look at what they're going to do. This one's open wire that, and this is just telling it. So these two will look exactly the same, only because the container itself will see it as a 61616 port, but it's going to be exposed through Docker as 61617. In this case, we're going to do Docker compose up, and let's see if it works. It did not like this. Manifest unknown. Oh, because we've got these in here. These need to be the latest. Latest and latest. All right, let's try that one. Let's try it again. So both started up. What do we have? They've been established. So let's check and see what it looks like over here. So now that we have Docker set up, let's go. We should have two brokers that are set up. So in this case, you can actually see that it has set up a connection. There's a network connection between broker 2, and you can see this is broker 1. So we have a connection to broker 2. And this connection is set up via this right there. So 172.18.03 on that port. So if we go look at the other one, we should see a similar connection. And you'll notice the IP address is 02.61616 and it's pointed to broker 1. So this means that they've established connections across each other. So in this case, they are both telling each other, hey, I need to know about the other one. You can simplify this a little bit by just telling one, hey, I want a duplex connection. So let's go ahead and take a look at how we might do that. Real quick, let's just go ahead and ask ChatGPT. Okay, so what this means is it's going to set up one of the connectors to go ahead and use a duplex chain or a duplex connection. So in this case, let's take a look. It should be duplex equals true. So now what this means is that we can literally just say this one is the one that initiates the connection and the other one does not. So let's go ahead and set this, Control C, and we'll go ahead and we'll restart this. So once we have this, go to broker 2, and what we're going to do is we're going to do this. There we go. So now because of this connection, with a duplex, we don't need the network connection on the other one. And this comes in handy when you start needing to grow or expand your network of brokers. So let's go ahead and now take this out. And let's see what happens. So we're going to go ahead and stop this. We're stopping our containers, and we'll just go ahead and restart them in the same scenario. Okay, so as you can see, there was a network connection established between broker 1 and broker 2, but it was established by broker 2. So let's go take a look at what the logs look like. Okay, so in this instance, we can see in the logs that broker 2, which is the one that had the duplex connection set up and established, it was able to make the connection to broker 1. If we go over and look at broker 1, we should see nothing in the logs. I should be careful. You'll see stuff in the logs. You just won't see it in accordance to the connection for the network of brokers, since it's being instantiated by the other broker. This makes it easier because now you don't have to have both connections being established. So it frees up a little bit of that management or administration that you have to have, where both XML or both brokers have to know about each other. This allows you to instantiate the network from a single broker, and that will instantiate the duplex connection. So with that, let's go ahead and now take a look at our application, our pizza router. And what we're going to do is we are going to have the file input read, and we're going to read to 1. This is going to be broker 1, and this will be broker 2. So it should submit or produce the record or message to broker 1. Broker 1 will then feed it to broker 2 automatically, because the consumer is waiting on the broker 2 as a consumer. Now we've got to get the configuration set up correctly. So now let's get the producer set to one of them. We'll go ahead and use the primary. So this is going to be set up for this. And in this case, we're going to go ahead and attach that to the 61617 port, which is the instance for broker 2, I believe. We can double check that. 61617 is broker 2, so we're good there. And then the consumer will be on broker 1. That's ActiveMQ. So here we have a configuration set up for this, and that's 61616. So that port is going to go to, just to validate, broker 1. So these 2 ports are what are used within the local host for us to connect to. So we'll see it connect up to these 2 different machines, and you'll see the messages continuing to flow. And what that basically means is that we're going to be getting a message on one broker, that broker will forward it to the other to be consumed by the client. So let's go ahead and run that. Go ahead and open up the router just so we have that visible. So here we're going to go ahead and run this. So what we should see is it should connect. Yep. So we got a consumer producing. There we go. So as it chunks through, we have a producer consuming, or the producer is producing on one of the brokers while the consumer is consuming off the other broker. Pretty cool. And we know that because we have 2 different components in Camel. One is ActiveMQ, one is ActiveMQ Consumer. We have defined that here. So ActiveMQ Consumer, here we've got it on 61616. This is the bean name, the consumer, ActiveMQ Consumer. So we know we're using a separate component that is reading off of this port, which is actually different than the component that's default build running off of this port. So there you go. You can see that it's functioning. It's moving messages from one to the other. Thanks again for watching, and as always, don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.